Video starts with a shot of Earth from space at night, cities blazing with light. A low, subtle drone begins to build almost imperceptibly. It begins without a sound. No explosion, no warning siren, just a silent, cascading failure that ripples across the globe at nearly the speed of light. In one instant, every city, every town, every isolated home connected to the vast, intricate web of our electrical civilization is plunged into an absolute and unending darkness. The moment the grid dies, every light, every screen, every humming refrigerator and life-sustaining pump on the planet simply stops. For a fraction of a second, there is only a profound, collective stillness. Then, the consequences begin to unfold. Across the world, the invisible signals that bind our modern lives together vanish. Mobile towers go silent, their blinking red lights winking out one by one, leaving the night sky emptier than it has been in a century. Our smartphones, our windows to the world, become inert blocks of glass and plastic, their screens dark and unresponsive. In the sterile corridors of hospitals, a sudden, jarring quiet is broken by the roar of diesel engines kicking to life. Emergency generators, the last line of defense, begin their lonely, desperate countdown. For data centers, the digital libraries of our entire civilization, the same race against time has begun. They are now islands, their stored knowledge trapped, their operational lifespan measured in hours, perhaps days, of remaining fuel. On the streets below, the orderly rhythm of urban life dissolves into chaos. Traffic lights at every intersection go black, turning regulated crossings into deadly arenas of chance and instinct. The familiar dance of red, yellow, and green is replaced by the screech of tires and the jarring crunch of metal. In cities from Tokyo to New York, millions of commuters are trapped underground. Subways, once arteries of the metropolis, become steel tombs, halted between stations in pitch-black tunnels. High above, in the silent towers of glass and steel that define our skylines, elevators freeze mid-floor, their occupants suspended in a terrifying limbo between a world that no longer exists and a ground they cannot reach. The fundamental systems we take for granted begin to fail with astonishing speed. In a world without electricity, there are no pumps to maintain pressure in the vast networks of pipes beneath our cities. The flow of clean water to millions of homes falters and then stops completely. The last toilet flushes are happening right now. Their sound an unwitting eulogy for modern sanitation. Without power, the digital economy evaporates. Gas stations, unable to pump fuel from their subterranean tanks, become useless monuments to a bygone era of mobility. The card readers at every checkout are dead. ATMs are dark. Suddenly, the only currency that matters is the physical cash in one's pocket, a fleeting and finite resource in a world where nothing can be replenished. High above the unfolding pandemonium, another crisis is playing out. Thousands of commercial aircraft, caught in the sky at the moment of failure, are now flying on borrowed time. Their instruments flicker, their communication with the ground is severed, and pilots are forced to rely on emergency protocols and visual navigation over a landscape that is unnervingly dark. Each plane is a self-contained ecosystem with a strictly limited supply of fuel. Its pilots facing the impossible task of finding a safe place to land in a world without runway lights or guidance systems. The vast, silent oceans offer no sanctuary as maritime vessels lose navigation, their GPS systems blinking into oblivion. Perhaps the most terrifying countdowns are happening at the sites of our most powerful and dangerous technology. Across the globe, nuclear power plants initiate an automatic emergency shutdown, a procedure known as a scram. Control rods drop into the reactor cores, halting the fission process. But the danger is far from over. The residual decay heat must be continuously cooled for days, even weeks, to prevent a catastrophic meltdown. This cooling requires immense electrical power, now supplied only by on-site diesel generators with a finite fuel supply. Each one of these facilities, designed to be a bastion of safety, has now become a ticking time bomb. Its fate dependent on a few thousand gallons of fuel in a world where no more can be delivered. The invisible architecture of our global community, the internet, falls apart in stages. The satellites that orbit our planet, once the eyes and ears of our civilization, continue their silent journey for a time, but without ground stations to command them or power to recharge their systems. They will slowly drift, their signals weakening, their purpose lost, until they become just another piece of cold, dark debris in the void. What took generations to build has been unraveled in mere hours. We have witnessed small-scale rehearsals for this very event, fleeting glimpses into the fragility of our electrified world. The 2003 Northeast blackout plunged 55 million people into darkness, revealing how a single point of failure in Ohio could cascade across 8 states and into Canada. In 2021, the Texas power grid failure left millions freezing in the dark, a stark reminder that even modern infrastructure is vulnerable to extreme weather and systemic mismanagement. The 2019 blackout in Argentina, which also affected Uruguay and Paraguay, demonstrated how interconnected grids can fail in unison, leaving nearly 50 million people without power. These were temporary interruptions, regional disasters from which recovery was possible, but they serve as a blueprint for what a permanent, global failure would entail. Official sources have been quietly modeling this exact scenario for years. Reports from the U.S. Congressional EMP Commission, published between 2023 and 2025, detail the catastrophic consequences of a widespread, long-duration grid collapse, whether caused by a solar storm, a coordinated attack, or cascading technical failure. They paint a grim picture of a society thrown back to a pre-industrial age, but without the skills or resources to survive in it. FEMA's own blackout preparedness reports from 2024 echo these warnings, outlining the near-instantaneous collapse of food distribution, communication, public health, and civil order. The analyses from organizations like the IEEE and NOAA confirm the terrifying vulnerability of our global infrastructure. The science is clear. The warnings have been issued. We have built a civilization of light, but we have forgotten how to live in the dark. And in this new, permanent night, the only light remaining will be the flickering flame of a candle, a pale and fleeting imitation of a world that is gone forever. Fade to black. The low drone slowly fades out, leaving complete silence.